Wife recently approached me with the idea of open marriage. Then I find inappropriate text messages with coworker. Am I crazy? Here's the story. Basically, my wife, 32-year-old female, came to me, 30-year-old male, over the weekend and said she's been thinking about wanting to be in an open relationship. I didn't shoot the idea down, but told her I needed to think about it and do some research. In my teens, I was the very jealous type. But we've been together for 10 years and known each other for almost 15 and grown together 2 young kids, bought a house together, the whole 9 yards. So I came to Reddit and found some articles, went to Google, started listening to podcasts, etc., to better understand my initial feelings on the topic. I wasn't really opposed, but found that people have had horror stories of significant others cheating prior to opening things up. I wasn't overwhelmingly concerned too much because we already share so much and have wonderful communication, or so I thought. This morning, I was asking for my wife's phone while we were sitting on the couch together. I was rubbing her back and couldn't reach my phone, so I jokingly was asking if I could snoop hers with my free hand. We openly go on each other's phones all the time, so no big deal. Then she made a comment that I'm not allowed to snoop. I look at her conversations with her new best friend at work. 56-year-old male. Oh. She talked about him many times before, but their friendship is relatively new. I went back and looked and they text constantly. Constantly. Whatever, she's got a guy friend. But then I noticed that they are sharing very inappropriate memes to each other. That's what you got to look out for. Very sexual memes. There are too many to count. I only scrolled back a few days because my brain was like, WTF? And it just kept going and going. They had other conversations too, some work talk, some gossip, but so many sexual memes. Stuff that immediately made my stomach drop. Things that looked like D-pics at first, but would end up being a cat's head or graphic picture with funny text messages. So I said something to her about it. She said, oh yeah, we just have the same sense of humor. Where did this sense of humor come from? I asked. Here's the thing. She just went on a 4-night work trip with this guy and 2 other coworkers 2 weeks ago. Why, sir? Why would you allow this? And during the trip, she checked in and shared she had been up all night drinking with this guy and supposedly others a few times. Now drinks is not like her, but I was supportive and I'm glad she had fun. What? I don't play that. She also said she spent most of the time with him throughout her week. I never questioned anything. Then she comes back home. Following week suggests we have an open marriage. Then I see these text messages. So we started to have a conversation about all of this and how I feel uncomfortable and like how I feel our trust has been broken. I told her if the roles were reversed, she would be freaking out at me. I told her how the timeline of everything looked shady. And then she tells me I have a way of shaming every friendship she tries to make. WTF. Then she tells me she thinks I'm gay and the open relationship is for me. I've been open with her about how I'm bi, but I have no intentions to seek a male attention. So we've had some discussion and she knows my feelings and she didn't necessarily fight with me. She told me she understands how I feel, but says nothing has happened with this guy. Never happened with this guy and has apologized for their conversations. But just out of curiosity, a few hours later, I saw a text come through and they were still doing it. Types of memes back and forth. Am I crazy? Should I not be concerned with this situation? I feel very hurt and honestly betrayed. I don't want to tell her who she cannot be friends with, but things seem weird, right? I don't want to make messy situations for my kids either. They are my home. Dude? Your wife is definitely smashing him and probably others. She's up there telling you, oh, you're gay anyway. It's for you. Dude, your wife, I'm just going to tell you this. Your wife is smashing these guys, or at least one of them. Duh. Duh. It makes complete sense. She goes on why are you letting her go on I wouldn't even let my wife go on a trip with female coworkers. Why would I let her go on a trip with male coworkers? And they're drinking all night? You're already in an open relationship. You just don't even know about it. You have no idea. Yeah, you're being a little silly here, dude. I'm not going to lie. You don't want to be messy. I mean, if you enjoy being cheated on, then continue on with your life. But if you're asking, are you crazy? No, you're not crazy. I mean, you're crazy for considering staying with her. Let's check out the text. Let's check out the comments. The texts you should be reading are from the other coworkers on that trip. Dude, she is cheating on you. Open relationships can be cool, but not when begun with a foundation of lies and mistrust. Tell her all bets are off unless she comes clean. Whilst there are many horror stories about spouses wanting to open a marriage whilst they are already cheating, it's not always the case. But when it comes out of the blue without it having been discussed in the past, it's a red flag. Your wife may not have crossed the physical line with this guy, but I would suggest that this is a definite emotional affair. And the big red flag there is that the open relationship is to enable it to become physical, regardless of her denials. The danger now is that if you say no to the open relationship or put this guy on a messy list, that's a list of off-limits people, typically including coworkers. You may well progress this behind your back. This has to be thrashed out with tons of communication. Consider getting a professional involved. Believe me, you'll need a referee. No, consider getting a divorce lawyer. She has an emotional affair with this guy. Open marriage is her way to make it official without the shame, mess, etc. She had him as her target. The great risk if you open your marriage is that since she is emotionally involved already, may fall in love. Then you will be the one left out of it. You need to cut it out immediately and involve a professional. If she can't commit to therapy and work on this, I would be thinking about leaving. And unfortunately, it is with a coworker, and if she hits the fan, her work life may be miserable. Dude, I'm sorry this is happening to you. Here's OP. I've always been supportive for her to make friends. She's not a social type, so making friends doesn't come as naturally to her as it does to me. There's been a few times where I've felt manipulated. I've said things before about how I felt when feeling manipulated. And it somehow gets turned around, and then I am a narcissistic, gaslighter, etc. I feel like a fool because I know that's a typical behavior of an abuser. Sounds like she's cheating, dude. Yes, you are going to need to have a professional as this. Why do you guys keep saying he needs a professional? What? Okay. I see what part of this website I'm on. Never mind. Dude, yeah, he needs a professional lawyer, in my opinion. What the heck are y'all talking about? Wow, she's doing it for you. What a load of crap that is. You know what else would be for me? Divorce. Here we go. Somebody with some sense. If you do not enter an open relationship, open marriage, then make it clear that this guy is on the no-fly list. Watch how she reacts to that. You guys, let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Dude, thanks for sending this to me. Guys, you're free to send your personal stories. Also, but if you want to send a story you saw online, go ahead and send it. Send it to truestorynation@gmail.com. Here, I'll put it on the screen. That's truestorynation@gmail.com. I'm gonna catch you guys at the next one.